Hello there. Ah, finally. Oh gosh. Weird. Um, hmm. Desktop audio. I don't know. I actually don't know. Let's take as default. Do I have to listen to myself? I don't really want to. This sounds awful. Ew. Wait. Wait a minute. Well, at least I'm not talking. Well, there was no sound coming out, but there is sound now. So I was literally talking to myself for like a good long while, and there was no audio. That was just so typical. Um, I don't know. Can you hear me now? I can hear myself, and I hate it. Let me see. Can you hear me now? I can hear myself, and I hate it. Let me see. I think I've got it. There's echo. Of course there is. I think. I really hope this is right, but I really don't want to listen to myself on this. Do I have to? Right. I'm so confused. But this is all learning curve. Learning curve. Desktop audio. I think that should be default. Or should it be headphone? I think it should be headphone. To me, that sounds like it should be headphone. Desktop audio 2. So that would be like another program. Mic headset. Hello? Okay. Wait. Hello. No, wait. That's the computer. Um, I'm so confused. I can hear myself, and I really don't want to. Um, wait, push. Enable push to mute. I don't know. Hello. Okay, so I can still hear myself. Pardon me. I have no idea. I don't really want to listen to myself because it's really like off-putting. Am I echoing? Does anyone know if I'm echoing? This is weird. I wonder if it's because. Wait. Huh. Hello? Hello? Oh, wait a minute. Could that could this be the reason? No. Hello? Hello? Wait, did I do it? Did I get it? I don't know. Let me try. I'm gonna see. Um, let me. I'm gonna see. Hello? Is this working? Hello? No, it's not. Of course not. It is not. Wait. Hello? No, it's not. It is not. Wait. Maybe it is working. I think it's working. I think I got it. Well, I can see it on, I can hear it on the phone, but I'm not hearing myself. So I think I've got it. I think. But yeah. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Um, Apologies, I was like messing about with the settings. I'm still fairly new to this, by the way. I've never streamed on YouTube. This is like my very first stream, so welcome. If you're new, we are going to be drawing um a PNG because I need a new character for my PNG YouTuber. Um, this deer is obviously not mine. It was actually a default image that was created by the developers of the program that I'm using. So we're, at the minute we're gonna be making me. This is meant to be me. I'm not bald. I'm not bald. Um, but anyway, as I was saying before, I don't think anyone could have heard me anyway. I think I was just talking to myself like a weird person that I am, because a lot of people do end up doing that, and it's okay. So I'm just gonna basically draw like a little arm. By the way, I'm in no way professional, so this is gonna like maybe look okay, maybe look decent enough. Uh, Perhaps. I don't know. If this actually ends up looking cuter than I expected, then yeah, that needs to look like a sketchbook. I should really get like references of a sketchbook. Or maybe it should just be the iPad. I think it should just be the iPad. Yeah. Not gonna lie, that actually looks pretty decent. What is with this? Wait. No. Can you tell my anatomy's not great either? That's another thing about me. I suck at it. See, when it comes to like any type of art, like stuff, yeah, I'm not the best person to ask about that. The power of the warp tool is unbelievable. Let me see if I can make this. No, I actually like the way it was. But I don't know, it looks weird. Am I the only one thinking this? But technically your arms should be like relaxed. Um, Maybe? No, I'm not even gonna bother overcomplicating this. This pencil does not look like it's even on the pad. I just want to make it look cute. I hope this is cute. This is not cute. That's not even right. I don't know, to me that doesn't look right. Or maybe it's that shoulder that's like kind of put me off a bit. No, maybe I did have it right. No, that looks weird now. Right, you know what? I'm gonna come back to this. It is a sketch after all. I'm overthinking this for a sketch. I'll get my bangs in. Even though in the UK we call it fringe. Um, yeah, I do want to make like different versions of myself. Um, Drawing. So obviously, like this is me drawing, and then I wanna do other ones too. That looks pretty cute, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, a lot of people don't understand, but drawing is just lines and circles and dots. Believe it or not, it actually is just that simple. People tend to get overwhelmed by the likes of thinking that it needs to be amazing. It all, like, seriously, a sketch just starts off as lines. Like, all of this is just lines. And to be quite honest with you, I never used to draw like this. Technically, I started off as drawing anime, and every artist who's passionate about art will always start with anime. It all roots down to anime. And I've had teachers tell me in high school that anime is not art. And I disagree. 100% disagree. Growing up, I obviously wanted to become an anime artist or a game designer. Um, I wanted to do art for a living. At the time, like, this is really showing my age here, but when I was in high school, there was no such thing as streamers. We did have YouTube, but YouTube wasn't like as big as it is now. So I'm actually quite surprised the fact that YouTube is as like popular as it is today, because growing up, yes, YouTube was a thing, but no one ever like, became a full-time streamer, or like it wasn't even a thing at the time. Um, so it wasn't like, it was just videos. So it was at the time, it was just videos. And I really, really wanted to become um oh, yeah, cute. Wait, what if I do this? Nah. Yeah, I really wanted to become like an anime artist, because obviously, like, at the time, I was really, really into like Naruto Shippuden, and I'm pretty sure every anime fan is. I was inspired by that. I was inspired by a lot of other anime that I used to watch growing up. I even grew up obviously watching Sailor Moon, and that's something that everyone, well, most people, anime lovers, such grew up doing, um, watching anime. But like I said, schools never really encourage that sort of thing, and it made me realize that I could prove them wrong. And I still am passionate about drawing, um, as you can tell. And obviously, you guys know this is my YouTube channel, and many, like, well, not many, yeah, a few years back, I did vlogs. I loved vlogging. This is gonna sound really, really like self-centered, and I'm not the type of person that's self-centered, but I loved vlogging. Um, like, I don't know, my favorite vlogs that I've made was probably in my Dublin stream, when I was doing Dublin Comic Con. I think it was about a year ago, 2 years ago. Wow, 2 years ago, I think. No, was it last year? I can't remember. But I basically streamed. I keep saying streaming. I don't mean to say streaming. I actually mean vlogs. But yes, I used to do vlogs, and I loved it. And I did it for like behind the scenes of my small business. And unfortunately, I've closed my Etsy shop. I've had it up for about 4 or 5 years. I loved doing it. It was a great experience. I attended so many conventions in the artist alley. I met so many new friends, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the networking as well, being able to meet other artists and exchanging um goodies to each other at the end of it. It was like the best thing ever. I absolutely loved it. I wish I could still keep doing it, but obviously things increased in price and inflated in price, and manufacturer costs were expensive, and truth be told, I never really made much money off it. Um, but I didn't really care because I enjoyed it so much that I didn't care whether I was gaining or losing money. Well, obviously I cared that I was like losing money because I was like, right, this is meant to be an investment, and if I want to obviously invest in this, then I have to be able to make profit. And there were times where I did. I actually did. The first couple of years I did Artist Alley, I actually did earn some profit. I was so happy with myself and so proud. So I was. Um, but then it just got more and more expensive to do. And then conventions started getting more and more competitive and strict. Things like, oh, insurance costs and all the nitty-gritty paperwork. And, obviously it costs money to do this and that. And it's something that I couldn't really afford to sustain, unfortunately. Um, but I loved it. I loved doing it. It was so worth it. And I really wish I could do it again. Wonder if that looks okay. I don't. The shoulders really put me off, chat. Like, it's really weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I'm the one drawing this. To me, it just looks really weird. Um, but yeah, like I said, art isn't. There's no one set rule. I hate this about what everyone thinks. Everyone believes that art should be one set rule. That's not the case. Art is meant to be about expanding and being able to explore, your mediums and experiment with like so much. And that's actually pretty cute. I don't know what to do about the sketchbook now. Um, but that's the thing, it shouldn't be about one, like nobody said art was one straight line. To me, art is more of like um pardon me, a tree diagram? Is that what you would call it? No. You know those diagrams that would just branch out? Well, kind of like that. Um, there's everyone actually, you know, does art in different ways. Like I've known 3D artists who can't draw 2D and vice versa. I've known motion animators. I've known like vice versa, like 2D animators who can't 3D. That's still a type of art. I believe that's type of art. Directors as well, when it comes to movies, they're different in types of art too, you know. So I feel like art is super diverse, like super super diverse. I don't know if I like this. Hold on, this is like really weird. Do I want to like make it a bit thicker looking? Hmm. Because that way it actually looks like a little iPad, and that way it looks like I'm drawing, which is really funny. I find this is funny. I'm actually drawing, me drawing. I think it's pretty funny. Oh, that's not right. But yeah, like art should be diverse. That's what I believe. And someone else can fight me otherwise. Like I hated that mindset in school, and I still am keeping the same mindset of, right, art should be better than this. you know. It's so hard to be able to make a living though doing art, and that's why I loved doing Artist Alley, and my dream was to actually keep going. But like I said, with everything going up on price, it just wasn't sustainable. Who knows? Maybe someday I can go back to it. But in the meantime, like, I think I'm just gonna stick to like simplicity, um, or just like become a hermit. So I'm not gonna lie, this is actually like not a bad little sketch. And then obviously like I can move it and stuff and mess about with it. I actually made my own WhatsApp stickers of my character. Um, I was really pleased with myself on that because it actually looked pretty good. Don't you? No, that's weird. Um, I was so proud of that. So I was actually thinking about. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. I was actually thinking about creating my own commission, um, for WhatsApp stickers. You know, but because I know everyone obviously uses WhatsApp nowadays. But I don't know. Can I do that? Can I do that? I'm not too sure. Um, I'm not too sure if I can. Can I commission WhatsApps? Like, as in, can I become a commission artist for WhatsApp stickers? If you do ever want to commission me for like a WhatsApp sticker, let me know. Or even like an emote for like streaming. I should probably do that. I could probably use my old ones, but they're very outdated now. If you don't know, chat, I actually used to do streaming. I used to do some game streams on Twitch. Many years ago, I streamed video games, so I did. I'm not a fan of these lines. I used to stream on Twitch, so I did, and I used to play like a lot of video games. Well, I say video games. It was like streamed every now and again, so I did. I do miss it. Would I do it again? Probably not. Oh well, maybe. We'll see. In the meantime, I just kind of want to try something new on YouTube, and make use of this channel while I have it. I'm not gonna lie, that actually looks pretty good. And then obviously, like I can get her blinking and stuff, but I'm actually pretty happy with the sketch. Um, yeah. So that's pretty good. And then obviously, get me moving and stuff. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Right. So my favorite part of any type of drawing is always the sketching because I can easily like be very messy. Like I am such a messy sketcher. So this is actually quite good for myself because I'm normally like a super messy sketcher. Um, see, this is something they really need to have in Procreate. It's like favoriting your brushes. I think they're actually working on that because I do remember seeing um an article somewhere where one of the features that they were going to do was to favorite brushes, so it saves us from having to try and find it. Also, by the way, if you're wondering where I got these brushes, these are actually ones that I've just found online, from other artists, and some of them I bought with my own money. Some of them are, well, most of them are default at the bottom here. Um, these ones are pretty good. These ones are from an artist called Lacey. Lacey. I don't know if I'm butchering that. Um, they're very good. I love their brushes because the textures are really pretty. Okay, let's see. If I were to do an outline, let me see. But yeah, I have done many stuff. Um, sorry, I'm getting like super sidetracked, but it's okay. You know, I should really stick to. Should be okay. But yeah. Also, if you're wondering why I'm a deer, it's because I don't actually have a character yet. I'm actually in. This is what I'm working on right now. So it is. That's if you're wondering why I'm talking like through a deer, that is the reason why. Okay, right. Let's see. What's the best outline brush to use? Probably monoline. I like using the monoline whenever it comes to like bold stuff. But I kind of want to make this cute. Do I want to do bold monoline? You know what? No, I kind of want a bit of a texture. Like me being adventurous. I don't know. I swear, chat. All I ever use is monoline as my outline because it's like the cleanest ever brush that you would ever use to do outline. But for the sake of this, I kind of want to try something different. That's not what I meant. Like a, is this the brush that I used? Oh, that's super thick. That's like a thick boy. Nah, don't like that. Maybe I should just stick to the monoline. Or what about the technical brush? Fine, technical pen. I could maybe use the technical pen. Ah, nah. No, I think I'll stick to the monoline. Oh, what about dry ink? I like this is my like one of my favorite brushes to do as well. Dry ink is so good because see the little textures on it? I think it is so cute. Oh, I don't know what that is. I think it's more like a calligraphy brush. Marker. It looks very hairy. Sometimes you just gotta experiment. And I'm pretty sure that's what Bob Ross says too. Um, let's see. But yeah, I have like so many brushes. You know what? I think I might just stick to the monoline. Yeah, stick to the monoline, keep it nice and thick. So do that. Keep it nice and thick. And that way it looks like um consistent. Wow, I can really like English, can't I? And yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm actually so surprised. See, when I draw, it is honestly one of the most surprising things ever because sometimes I even amaze myself the fact that I can actually draw stuff like this. It's quite like what the heck, like I surprise myself. I do. I really do surprise myself because sometimes I wonder, whoa, this actually turned out a lot better than I thought. I didn't think that was the case, but it was. And that might sound like I've just tooted my own horn, but I don't do that very often. Let's see. Big circle. See, this is why I love using Procreate. If you don't use Procreate, I don't know what you like. guys, honestly, it is like I'm not sponsored or anything, by the way. I don't think Procreate even sponsors people because of how well they do. Um, but this isn't like a sponsored stream or anything. Like I genuinely am such a huge fan of Procreate. Like this app is like the best. Now, I've heard others use Clip Studio Paint, and I think there's probably like a lot more other drawing apps out there. But personally, for me, like years ago when I first started drawing digitally, I actually owned a Wacom Cintiq that I bought secondhand from somebody on Marketplace. I then ended up using that also as a second monitor, and that's when I started streaming as well. Um, so I used that for drawing streams back in the day too, and I would use Photoshop. So I did, and I used Photoshop. Hello? I don't know what happened. Hello? Hold on. Wait till huh. I don't know what happened there. Hold on, bear with. Bear with, please. Why is this not connecting now? Why is this not connecting? Ah, okay. There we go. I think we're back. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh yes, so I used to own a Cintiq, and I would used to draw Photoshop on that, and then they turned it into a subscription, and then I stopped using it, and then I just lost motivation for it. Then one day I wanted to get back into drawing and start creating products. I think this was just after lockdown, and I really wanted to learn how to like make greeting cards and a lot of other stuff. And I really wanted to try and run my own business at the time because I was so inspired by like the likes of Catnip Studios and other artists all over Instagram. So I did that, and then I ended up buying like a second-hand iPad that was like 12.9 inches. It was massive, and it was like the one with the button. It was like really old. And then I wanted something. Why did I change that? I think it's because I wanted something a little bit more up to date because yeah, it wasn't as up to date as I'd hoped. So I ended up getting a newer version of the iPad. So it was an iPad Air 4th gen I had with the 2nd gen pencil. Then I ended up, oh yeah, and then I wanted to get Final Cut, and they had just released Final Cut Pro on the iPad, and the iPad that I had wasn't compatible. So I ended up getting the iPad M2, and then this is technically my 4th iPad, I think. Yeah, this is technically my 4th iPad. I kind of treated myself to this one. This one I have at the moment is an iPad Pro M5, so it's like the latest one. But that's just because like I wanted to treat myself, and yeah. Um, so that's what I'm currently using right now, and like I love it. I didn't think I would because I didn't think, and to be fair, I never really owned anything as high spec as this. I didn't think there was any need to either, because of what I use it for. But I suppose like if I ever want to go back into doing artsy things, like now I have that option rather than before I would have had to like, you know, like um stumble. Is that the word? Struggle? It's a sketch. I don't know if I'm feeling that hairline. Hmm. This is always like the hardest part. So this is always like the hardest part for me because you need like concentration. You need to be able to like do one stroke, one stroke. So that's the thing about like doing line art as well. Um, it takes like several attempts. I think that's the one. But once you get it, then that's it. You know. Also, I like doing it this way because that way, like if I have different layers and I can go back to it and I don't have to worry about it overlapping because if it overlaps and you make a mistake, then at least you can go back to the individual layer and end up like erasing it is easier than panicking about, oh no, this is gonna end up wrecking it. And then afterwards, I would just merge all the layers together and then just tidy it up a bit more. Um, let's see. But yeah, like I said, I was like inspired to do this from like other streamers and YouTubers that I watch. At the minute, I'm actually watching a streamer called Burnt Peanut. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. Um, he's like, I recently discovered him through my boyfriend. He told me basically about him. I think it was just one night he was showing me a video of a talking peanut playing Mecha Chameleon, and I asked my partner, I was like, why are we watching a talking peanut? It was really weird because it was just literally a peanut with a face like the annoying orange style. And I was super confused. I was like, why on earth are we watching this? And he was playing video games. And the more I watched him, the funnier it became because his reactions are so funny. Um, pardon me, especially if like someone trolls him and makes fun of him or whatever, and he gets super aggressive. I find that so funny. Like my humor is like a mixture of like dark humor. Um, oh, is that gonna work? I don't know. It's just a mixture of like dark humor and angry humor sometimes. Like if someone ends up like rage quitting, um, then I would laugh. That's just my type of humor. Like I love Game Grumps. Game Grumps is like one of my favorite YouTubers. I've been a Game Grumps fan since day one, like the JonTron era. Um, you can tell I watch a lot of YouTube. I've watched YouTube like all my life since it came out, and it's weird to say how YouTube is like it was. I think it was created in 2005. Like that's so scary. Like what 20 over 20 years ago? That's crazy to me. And look how much it's like evolved now and how much it's changed. Um, that's so baffling to me. I think that's crazy, Like I always wanted to try making YouTube videos. I like growing up, when I first started watching YouTube, I actually started making AMVs as anyone would who is like an anime lover. And also like a big yeah, like a big anime lover and like who's really into like, you know, at the time I think I was into like emo stuff as well. I still am, not as much. Like I wouldn't deliberately wear like scene stuff for my age now, but I remember like making AMVs and uploading them on YouTube. Um, and it was so good. Learning like all these effects. And I think the program I used at the time was Sony Vegas. And Sony Vegas was like, I can't even remember if I don't think I paid for it. I don't know where I got it at the time, but it was like something you would have bought in the PC store. And it would have been like a key or a disc, like a CD disc. Like there was no virtual licenses at the time. And I learned some of the effects. I ended up making some, music, anime music videos, with different effects, different like music. Um, and yeah, like I really liked doing that and learning how to like edit and stuff. So I started doing that. Um, I started doing that, and growing up, I just liked doing that. Like media wasn't as advanced as it is now when I was in school. So it wasn't like there was no, I actually am really showing my age by saying this, but there was no TikTok. TikTok wasn't invented then. Like we did have Facebook, we had YouTube, Instagram came a little bit later on, and so did Twitter. Twitter came around about 2008. And I remember now no one's gonna believe me, but that's fine because at least I know myself. But I remember like when I was in high school, I was in um IT class, so like computing class. Um, or was it business studies? I think it was business studies. Yeah, I think it was business studies. And I came across a website and it was called Twitter at the time. And I was like, well, I doubt anyone would ever end up like, you know, signing up to this. I actually don't even know what Twitter is, but I'll sign up anyway and see how we get on. Signed up to it. And then as the years went on, Twitter became more and more well known. And I thought to myself, wow, I'm kind of glad I signed up for this. At the time you had like a character limit of like 40 characters, and I tried to get into it at the time when it first started out. But like I said, like no one knew what Twitter was at the time. I just seen like a random social media website, and I was like, oh, I'll join that. Um, Also, I don't recommend doing that, by the way, because there's a lot of creeps out there nowadays. But at the time there wasn't. Like there wasn't as many creeps as there is now. So basically, that's a very thick pen. So I ended up just not using Twitter after, because first off, I didn't like the character limit. That really bugged me. But as the years went on, I had friends, and classmates that joined Twitter, and then it just evolved from there. And then now it's turned into X. Um, so I was like, whoa, like, what is this? Like, how did I, end up starting on a site, um, starting on a site and just going on and then just ended up like this. But yeah, let's see. Uh, let's see. Hi, it's like 2 a.m. for me. Hi! Thank you so much for coming. I'm so sorry if it's that late for you, but I really appreciate you coming in and saying hi. It's nice to meet you. Um, Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Bob? Bob Te Yuki-chan. Nice to meet you. Um, but yeah, 2 a.m. Wow. It's like almost midnight here. Where are you based? Where's everyone from? Thank you so much for coming to say hi. I really do appreciate it. And thank you so much for coming to my first stream. Um, I hope you're sleeping well soon. And I mean, it's a weekend, so hopefully you don't have like work if you do work, or you don't have like anything to do in the morning. But thank you so much for coming in to say hi. Um, where was I going with that? Yeah, I just like to ramble on, by the way, chat. So like, if you even like hear me ramble on and on, just like ask me questions. Like please do not be afraid. Also, I'm gonna check on my stream here on my phone just to make sure it's okay. Yeah, let's see. Um, Let me see. Yeah, okay. That's okay. So my stream's fine. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure this was all good. Also, if you're wondering why I'm a deer, this is like a default avatar from the program I'm using. We're actually currently making me to replace this deer. So this is gonna be me, if you're wondering what the heck is happening. So um but yeah, feel free to like ask questions or like talk with me, because this is what I'm gonna be doing for like the next maybe 20 minutes. I'm not gonna stream for very long because I think I've been streaming for about about 1 hour now. Um so feel free to like ask silly questions or like anything that comes to mind, or even like a topic. Even if you like want to let me know who's your favorite YouTuber or streamer, or if you even have one, that would be cool. Does that look like a pencil? I don't know. I think that looks weird. Is it just me? I'm gonna leave it like that for now. I want to come back to that. But yeah, I've actually went through like a lot in my life. I don't know. I feel like we're having like a moment. This is just, I don't know. You know, I'm a really strange individual, chat. I don't know if you know that. But yeah, anyway, yeah, so a lot of streamers that like inspire me. At the moment, oh, there's I number one. Um, there's a lot of streamers that inspire me that do things that I want to do. At the minute, I'm watching a lot of Lily Pichu, and Michael Reeves. Why? I don't know. Um, they've just started like taking over my life, and I think they are like the most cutest couple ever. And I hope they get married and live a happy life together, because they're like super cute. Um, Little eyelashes. I think that's okay. Should I have one eyelash or two eyelash? What's my main character like? This is really bad. Like I've drawn myself as a little chibi character for like so long, and I cannot remember for the life of me if I have two little eyelash thingies or one. I think it's two. Yeah, it's two. Um, but yeah, no, I won't be streaming for much longer. I'll probably be streaming for um another 20 more minutes or so, maybe, because I have work tomorrow. Not first thing, thankfully, but I work in retail and it pays the bills, I suppose. But like I said before, if I could make art into like a full-time thing, I would be so happy. But I think it's like everyone's dream, doing something that you love for a full time. you know. Oh, that does not look right. Ah, that does not look right. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I grew up with YouTube and I've watched so many different like YouTubers. Game Grumps being my biggest ones. I watched a lot of like artists like Raw Straws. Um, and I actually haven't watched him in a while, but I hear there's like controversy going on. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Anyway, let's see. Oh, hey, Mikey. Hi. First stream. Whoa, how's it going? It's actually going pretty good, I think. Thank you so much for coming by. Mikey's actually like another favorite streamer slash YouTuber of mine. I really appreciate you coming. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well, by the way. Um, thank you so much for coming by. Um, but yeah, I hope you and Catherine and Dean are all getting along. I was actually saying you probably couldn't hear me because I was muted and I didn't realize until like halfway through the stream. But like Catnip is like one of my favorite artists. And I love you guys. You guys are amazing. So I really appreciate you coming to stop by, Mike. Thank you so much. Um, but yeah, let's see. But yeah, so I don't know, like what other streamers do I like watching? YouTubers. I liked watching Draw with Jazza. Draw with Jazza is really good. Like he was like another inspiration of mine. He's like an Australian artist, if you don't know. Um, I'm trying to think. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I have a lot of I've watched so much different type of YouTubers. I swear YouTube is like near enough my life. It's really weird to say, you know. It's like so weird to say. Let's see. I'm doing fab lovely. Thank you, thank you. You're welcome. Glad to see you doing something new. Oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you. Um, I'm actually just if you're wondering why I'm a deer, this is like a default avatar that I'm using for like PNG tuber. So I'm actually drawing myself instead as a replacement. So if you're wondering why I'm a talking deer, that is why. So I'm hoping we can get this done. If not, I'll get it done in the next stream, and then this will be my little character to use. But thank you so much again for stopping by, Mike. I really do appreciate that. Hope you have a great night, by the way. Let's see. Oh my God, that smile looks weird to me. Does anyone ever get that? Oh no, that actually looks weird. Thick smile, thin smile. Um, I was tempted to put music on, but I'm actually worried about getting copy. I can't speak today. Strike. You get where I'm going. Let's see. Uh, much better night now. I've caught you live. Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you so much. Oh, you actually made me feel so good. Thank you so much. Let's see. Got any weekend plans? No, not really. Probably working, working on my retail job, unfortunately. So I'm working tomorrow, but I'm not working until the afternoon, so I'm okay. And then just constant working. I am planning on going away on holiday soon to Amsterdam with the partner, and we've talked about it for about 6 years. So I think it's time we definitely go. But it's just trying to get the time off. So, but I've actually been thinking about streaming this for quite a while, so I thought I would give it a go. And I used to stream on Twitch, so I wanted to change it over to YouTube, and this is like my very first stream on this channel. So it'll be exciting. Spotify has some royalty-free music players. Oh, thank you so much for letting me know that. I will take a look at that. Probably won't be tonight though, just because I'm not going to be streaming for much longer, but I will take you up on that. Thank you so much for letting me know. Right. So we'll finish the line art here. and then I might do a bit of coloring, but I think I'm going to stream for a few more minutes. I might do this for a weekly thing because I am really enjoying it, and I feel like I'm rambling on. But please, if you have like any questions or like if you want to know something, I'm not an expert by the way, but I'm actually really enjoying this, you know. But like I said, I was like really inspired by like a lot of other YouTubers. Kat is actually one of my inspirations as well. Obviously Mike yourself, you're a big inspiration to me. Let's see. Oh, and also like because I used to do like conventions as well in like Comic Con and stuff. Um, I have met two of the most wonderful artists. Um, called 70% Cocoa. They are both Irish. Well, one of them's Irish and the other is from El Salvador, but she came over from El Salvador to live with her boyfriend Dylan. So they're as a whole, their artist name on Instagram is 70, as in like 70 percent cocoa, and they love like drinking hot chocolate and drawing. And I met them through like my very first Comic Con, um and it was actually like the best thing ever, and I'm so glad I met them. Like I've been friends with them since 2022, so quite a long time. So I love that though. I love networking with other artists, and I never thought I would be able to do that. You know, it's something that you would never ever think of as an artist. Um, let's see. Let's see. No worries. Just and FYI, what's the plans for future streams? Just illustrations. You've got a natural talent for streaming. You keep entertaining for sure. Oh, thank you so much, Mike. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I just feel like I'm rambling on, to be honest with you. Um, so I'm so glad to hear from an expert like yourself. For plans, at the moment, maybe, yeah, I am really enjoying these drawing streams, and they're really chill. And I think it's like, I don't know, I feel happy being able to like, ramble on and draw. But the plan at the moment is to make a couple of PNG um images and then maybe do a couple of gaming streams, but I'm not like the best gamer. So I'm not, because at the minute I'm like playing a run through of, oh gosh, what's happening here? Of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, and it's like one of my favorite games. So I decided to like start that, but I'm running through it, I guess. So the plan is to maybe play that. I might play it on stream, I don't know. I'm not too sure. But at the moment, I'll probably just do a couple of drawing streams in the meantime. Maybe I would see at the minute as well. I'm kind of into Valorant. Um, so I am because my friend in my last job, he's actually like a one of the top 1,000 percentage of I don't know what it is, but he's like basically top tier at Valorant. And I try playing it, and I obviously suck at the game, but it is it's quite good. If you don't know what Valorant is, it's basically a first-person shooter game. It's really competitive. It's very similar to like the likes of Overwatch, or Fortnite, I guess. Um, well, no, it's not really. Like, well, would it be like Fortnite? I don't know. Either way, it's a very competitive game, and I think is it 5 or 6 characters versus 5 or 6 characters, and there's like a well, they call it a spike, but it's technically a bomb. It's kind of like Counter-Strike, where you're basically versing against another player in real life, and then you have to do you detonate the bomb? You can tell I'm not great at explaining video games very well, but Valorant, yes, Valorant's really good. I like the character designs, and my favorite character would be probably Sage, because of her like I don't know, just her tranquility. She's probably good for tranquility. Why is this not working? Okay, right. Her tranquility. Oh my gosh. Right, okay. Um, and Gecko. I think Gecko was another favorite of mine. I really like his little characters. I actually have a little plushie of one of his little characters called Wingman, and there's just one cute little scene where he throws Wingman out. He's like a little creature, and he ends up detonating, or I think he plants the bomb or something. It's so cute. I wonder, can I? Nah, I was gonna show it, but I don't really want to ruin the stream right now because I know if I end up pressing something, it's gonna end up doing something on me. So I'll not gonna do that. I'll show it next time. I'll show it next time. Do I even have a picture? No, I'll show it next time. Anyway, so yes, Valorant, good game. Am I good at it? No. Am I good at any games? Probably not. Let's see. That's what streaming is, just rambling. I hope people enjoy that. That's true. That is very, very true. I've never got into Valve, to be honest. I tried it as I was in CSGO. Yeah, CSGO is actually a pretty good one. CSGO is really popular. My partner, he's really into CS2 at the minute. Like he is super, super into it. I think he's been playing for about a whole year now, maybe over a year. But he went so deep dark into the hole of buying the stream will end short unless you start in the streaming software. I'm so confused. Is this happening? Okay, right. Sorry, apologies. I don't know. YouTube was telling me something else. I don't know whether the stream was working or not. Um, again, apologies. I'm still new to this. This is like my very first stream on YouTube, so apologies if this like is so confusing to new viewers here. Um, let's see. You don't have to be good, you just have to have fun. That's true. That's the main thing with anything nowadays. It's always good just to enjoy it and have fun. And I think that is the main importance in life is to have fun. Um, welcome back. Thank you. Thank you very much. Are you up to much yourself, Mike? Have you got much planned over the weekend? Um, how how are you and the missus, by the way? Haven't Oh, what have I done? Um, how are you and the missus? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's see. What is going on here? Uh, this is meant to be like this. See, this is what I mean. Like, see if this was my eyeballs, this would not work. I don't even know what's happening. I think I just need to tidy this up. Right. This is meant to be an iPad. It does not look like it, but I will make it look into um the most iPadish thing I can try. Um, let's see. Um, means dealing with tech issues every stream. That's true. Let's see. Film the outro for my vlog, then make a video for the gaming channel. Sundays a homemade afternoon tea. Dean and Catherine's new abode, the full family. Oh, nice! I haven't seen Catherine's vlogs yet, but I have seen her post on Instagram. And the new place is looking fantastic. I hope you have a great weekend, Mike, and I really hope you guys have a great time as well. Let's see. Right, I will fix this. This is going to look like a drawing tablet at some stage. But overall, I think the sketch is actually looking pretty good. Well, this isn't actually the sketch. This is the line art. What am I saying? Right, where is her head? Here we go. So let's see. So if we take this, yeah, right, that mouth is not great. I'm going to fix that. Let's see. It looks so funny where it's all like broken up to pieces here. Uh, see, I don't know. Should I do a V? I'm never a big fan of the V. Or should I just do a little U? I think that Ashley did it. Did I do it? No, that's not. Mm. sure. I'm gonna have to draw the mouth anyway because obviously like the PNG is gonna have like the mouth moving. So either way, um, it's gonna have to look different. Uh, ah, gosh, you've never seen that. Huh. Um, let's see. Do a W instead of making it ooh face. Let's see. Ooh. Oh my gosh, it looks so cute. It looks like a little cat. Um, I don't know. Like, can I don't know. I always like thought the little W's they look more cuter as like little cat characters. You know, like Tokyo Mew Mew, that sort of like chibi-esque character. You know, with like the little nose and everything, and you become a little cat. Oh my God, that's so cute. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that could be my next one. I could draw like me as a little cat. That would be so cute. Oh, that's right. I'm putting that in like my notes somewhere. I'm gonna do that next because I want to be able to draw like different variations. So this one's gonna be of me technically drawing of me drawing, which is quite funny. Um, then I'm probably gonna do one of me holding a games controller for gaming, and then probably just wing it for the rest, I guess. I don't know. No idea. Let's see. For Halloween in a little cat outfit. Yes, actually, that's a good idea. I mean, we're already into August, so it's not long left until Halloween. So that's actually a pretty good idea. I might do that. I might steal your idea, Mike. That is actually a pretty good idea. I like that. I really like that. I can't believe it is August already. That is crazy to me. Where has this year gone? Wow, that's mad. Like I feel like I don't know, like ever since COVID, the years have just flown by. Like what on earth? I feel like I'm time traveling. Does anyone feel like they're time traveling? You know, it's so weird how time is flying so much already. Like we're in the 1st of August. What happened to like I don't know, May and June or January. Like I didn't even see January. I feel like it was non-existent. Um, I was so quick. Eh, what do you guys think? I'm obviously gonna clean it up a bit. Oh, that arm though, that arm is like not what I'm expecting. Or maybe I should put like oh, another YouTuber that I like watching is Viora. Viora's very good. She's actually another inspiration of mine to like draw. She does really pretty characters as well. Let's see. I have so many like inspirational people in my life. That's probably a good thing. Let's see. Hmm. I think that looks okay. Does it? Or should I just no, that looks weird. No, that looks weird. Uh, yes. I think I'm going somewhere with this. Yeah. Okay. Um, where is this little part? Ah, oh my gosh, I was on it. Of course. Of course I was. Of course I was on that little part. The perks of drawing. Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely feeling the vibe. Definitely feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm channeling it. I think it's getting there. Let's see. I'm gonna see. I don't know if I do this and then I do this. Ah, okay. I'm going somewhere with this, I think. See, art is just like you're just winging it. That's all you can do. See when everyone says I can't draw, I think that's just nonsense. Everyone can draw. If you can draw a circle and a line, you can draw. I've had so many people say to me, "How do you draw so well? You're so good at it." Honestly, like you're just playing it by ear. I've just spat all over my iPad. I'm so sorry you guys had to endure that. Wow. TMI. I'm so sorry, guys. Um, anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so basically, yeah, you're just improvising. Um, See, sometimes like it's always best if you don't even think, if you don't think about it. Like I never thought that I would be happy with my outcome. And then sometimes if you plan it, it doesn't always turn out the way you want it either. So sometimes it's always just best to like go with the flow. That's what my best advice is whenever you're first learning to draw. Just go with the flow, you know. Let's see. Both of you to assume I can draw a circle. Mike, you can draw a triangle or a square, and it would be the best looking rectangle or square in the world. I guarantee you that. You could draw the best stick man in the world, and it would be still fantastic. It would be chef's kiss. Right. I don't like this big gap. So I'm getting there. Well, she has a really fat arm. Wow, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. I'm no. See, this is why I also like Procreate too. Like, Procreate is so handy for doing stuff like this. Do you want to know something funny, right? So I'm currently working on a painting for my friend 70% Coco. Um, Also don't spoil that for them because that was actually meant to be a surprise gift. But I don't think they'll watch this. So anyway, I'm actually currently working on a painting for them, and it's funny because when I started painting, um, it's so oh my gosh, how am I trying to explain this? So yes, I was in the middle of painting and I accidentally made a mistake, and in my head, I auto kind of like in my mind thought, oh, I can just undo this by pressing this button. And obviously I can't. It's a real painting. So I only realized after I thought that I was like, wait a minute. No, this is real life painting. This isn't digital art. What am I undoing? Like, how can I undo it? I don't know where my brain was at. It was pretty funny. I don't know. That was probably a pathetic story. I'm sorry. It made sense in my head anyway at the time. I was like, what, why, what am I doing? I'm so used to like digital art, um, but it's always nice to do some traditional art too. I actually don't do very much painting, by the way. I only started painting last year because it was for my sister's 25th birthday, and we actually threw a SpongeBob themed party for her. She loved it and she was totally surprised. And I painted her. Well, what did I paint? I painted SpongeBob and Patrick smiling through like those big giant window circular things. I am so bad at explaining things. Like a window basically. It was through like one of those windows and it was of SpongeBob and Patrick and she loved it and that was like my very first painting I ever done and it actually turned out really well. I was so proud of it. And then afterwards, I realized, you know what? I actually do like painting. And beforehand, I hadn't done very little experience in painting. I was never really taught it either, but I thought I would give it a go because I was gifted like a box of acrylic paints for my birthday many years ago. So I thought I would give it a go. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually really enjoy it. Um, so I do. So if you wanted, guys, I can maybe do a paint stream. That would be cool. Now, I can't do what Bob Ross does and beat the devil out of the brush or whatever it is he says, but that would be really funny if I did that. But I think a painting stream would be so cool. Let's see. You try to paint a straight line, wobbled a bit, and pressed your finger onto the pen. Try and straight. Let's see. In, paint a straight line, wobble a bit, and press your finger into the paint to try and straight. Yeah, basically, I don't know what I was thinking. Um, I don't know. Like, I think I was trying to like paint it, and then in my head I was like, oh, I could just press this button. Now I didn't actually do it, but in my head I thought, oh yeah, I could just press this button. Wait, what button? I was so confused. I was like, that's not right. Um, but no, it would have been really funny if I had just slapped my finger or my hand onto the paint and paint just went everywhere. That would have been really bad. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Geeky Charm Ross. I like that. I like, oh, that would be such a good one. I could draw Bob Ross's hair. Wait. I'm actually not gonna do this. Like, this isn't gonna be final, but this is gonna be like so funny. I actually don't know if this is what his hair looks like. Is this what his hair looks like? I look like an old granny. Oh my gosh, I look like an old granny. That's not his hair, but that's pretty cute. It's like a little fluffy cloud. That's actually a pretty good idea. Oh my gosh. Oh, Bob Ross hair. That's so funny. That would be so cute. I actually don't even know. His hair is like a big poof ball, isn't it? I don't know. I look like a little granny. That's actually pretty funny. That's so cute. That's so adorable. I like that. I can actually draw little like different personas. Like I could draw like um me as like Bob Ross. That would be so cute. Pardon me. Let's see. Grandma Charm. Call me Miss Grandma Charm. Okay. I think I'm happy with this line art. I do need to clean it up though. So I might clean this up here. I'm gonna stream for 5 more minutes. I'm actually having such a great time. It's actually really, really fun. Um, and I might do this again. Let's see. I'm going to clean this up and then I might finish this maybe off stream. I don't know. I'm not too sure just yet, but I am really enjoying this. Um, okay. I don't know. I'm not feeling her mouth. That sounds like a really weird sentence. I never thought I would ever say that ever in my life. I'm not feeling the mouth. What? Um, let's see. That is so weird. Um, because I need to draw her mouth moving anyway. So what if I made her mouth smaller? So the way, well, basically her mouth is gonna look like this-ish. It's like a little baked bean. That's what I like to call a baked bean. Baked bean mouth. I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I think it's getting to that stage where I need to go to bed soon. Let's see. Let's see. This is actually gonna be one of those ones where I have to like do a trial and error. Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna overthink it. That will do for this one. Um, yes, and then I'm gonna draw another mouth. So let me see now. This is like my favorite part. I am going to merge them together as like a touch of magic. So these are going to be in one layer. This is going to be one layer, and then smoosh, that's on one layer. And then I'm going to draw her mouth. I wonder if I could try. Yeah, I'm not going to overthink it. Don't overthink it. Um, Digging the accent too. Thank you. I don't know what. Well, like my accent is probably the worst thing you could ever hear on like live radio. Like, how do I say this? Technically, Northern Irish accents, people like it. Well, a lot of people like it because they think, oh, it's Irish, it's cool. Yes, I guess so. But I've had people say to me, oh, you talk way too fast. And I can understand that. We do. We talk very fast. I personally don't like our accent. Listening back to it on like live television or on the radio, and it's just like, yeah, like I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of it. Now, if it's a more southern accent, like if it's like if you're down in like Cork or like Dublin and stuff like that, I like their accents, but I don't like our accent. So I'm actually from Northern Ireland, if you don't know, chat, and I I don't know, like Northern Ireland is a really strange place in its own unique way because it has like obviously different areas and different accents. So my accent is proper Northern Irish. But when you ever have you if you ever have seen me in person, you would not expect a Northern Irish accent to come through because I am an Asian person. Because I'm Chinese. Um and my parents are not from here. So it's really weird. I've had people come up to me and say, whoa, I was not expecting an accent like that from you. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And it's weird in a way as well because I'm bilingual, which means I can speak two languages. And when I tell you two languages is enough, it's enough to rack your brain. See, people who can speak more than two languages, I honestly can bow down to you guys. I don't know how you do it. I struggle switching languages in general, so I don't even know how anyone else can do more than that, you know? Let's see. Could be worse. It could be a smuggy. Mike, I actually really like your guys' accent. Do you want to know something? I actually really want to visit Redcar because from the vlogs that Catherine has posted, it looks incredible. That's actually one of the places I really want to visit is Redcar and Brighton. I've always wanted to go to Brighton because Brighton looks amazing and because it's by the seaside as well. So I don't live in a city. I live by the seaside also, and it's very quiet and it's peaceful and I really like living here. But the downfall is it is too far away from like the outskirts of civilization. But that doesn't mean like there's no neighbors around me. I do have neighbors and they're all very, very welcoming and nice. But it's not convenient. So it's not because if I need to get petrol for my car, it's a 10-minute drive would be the closest to me, you know. Um, Let me see. So, yeah, it is. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Um, it's not the most convenient place to live, but it has its ups and downs. I suppose with anything. Copy paste. Wait. Yes. I'm just confusing myself. Yeah, no, that's right. Anyway, let's see. Eh, can you do a Dublin accent? Oh, no, definitely not. I would probably butcher it. I can't do accents. I'm really bad at impersonating. I can't. Um, my partner, on the other hand, he does a really good Australian accent. I love it. I don't know how he does it, but he does the best Australian accent ever. That's another place I really want to go as well, ever, is Australia. Not for the spiders. I don't like spiders. So I can leave that with my partner. He likes spiders, but I would love to go to Australia. It would be like one of the best places ever to go to. You have the same speech pattern as my friend from Hong Kong, which I hope isn't causing any trouble, but that's why I couldn't quite place you. Yes, so you've actually nailed it on the head there, Mike. My parents were actually from Hong Kong, so that's why you'll probably hear like a little bit of like a mixture, um, which is kind of weird. I think I don't know, because I was always brought up here, um, so maybe that's why. But then again, I speak to my parents in like a Hong Kongy sort of accent too, so I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest, but it probably is. But no, yeah, my parents are from Hong Kong, and that's where you'll probably hear like a little bit of a twang. Yeah, a little bit of a difference. I don't know. I don't know what the best word is for that. If you ever visit Red Card, let me know. Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. Um, that is the dream. I really do want to go to Redcar. Redcar and Brighton would be my two top places I really want to go because I've already been everywhere in England. Um, I've been to like London and everyone goes to London. I've been to where have I been to? I actually went to Colchester last month just for my cousin to see a university open day, and it was okay. Colchester was okay. Would I go there though again? Maybe. I don't know. Didn't have a great experience, but I'll not get into that. Let's see. Where was I going with this? Where was I going with this? I hope I'm going somewhere with this. Ah, gosh, that's terrifying. Um, I am having one of those brain fart moments. And let's see, I think being bilingual is incredible. I'm naive Brit who never bothered learning anything. I wouldn't say you're a naive Brit, Mike. To be fair, I think learning a new language is just really, really like difficult as well. And the fact that like for me personally, I had to learn because my parents, their English isn't great. So growing up, the best way was for me to be able to like speak Chinese to them, and also like my parents understand that because I grew up here, there's only certain like Chinese words I probably can't understand or won't understand, and they respect that. But I like to respect my parents, especially to my dad, who no he knows his English isn't good, but he also moved to an English speaking country. Um, he came over, I think he said he came over when he was about 20 something, I think. Maybe 27, I think, 26, 27. He came over here and he wanted to start a new life. And then he had met my mom and then had me. Um, so he knew what he was in for. But growing up, I was brought up in like an Asian household anyway, and like to pay respects to my dad. I like speaking in Chinese, and I like keeping that culture as well. I really want to respect my culture, in a way because Hong Kong is a very like, you know, I wouldn't say niche. I love Hong Kong as a whole and as a place, but it evolves a lot. So it does. Um, it evolves a lot, and I think that same goes for like every city. But I do miss Hong Kong. Anytime I go back, I visit family. Uh, yeah, no, I'm happy with that. I go back and visit family all the time. I actually went back in January there, and it was so good to see my family because growing up, I never really seen them as much, and it's like my dad's side of the family too, and I fully respect my dad. He's been there for me for all my life, so um, that's why I want to obviously pay more respect to him and his family. Um, I did my French GCSE on Google Translate. Oh, that's fair enough. I actually I wanted to do French, but at the time when I was growing up, I actually wanted to learn Japanese more. So if they actually had GCSE Japanese at the time, I would have been all over that, all over it. But they didn't. And my focus at the time was I really wanted to learn Japanese. I actually wanted to try and like just know three languages, but my tiny little brain couldn't handle it, so I didn't bother. Um, but no, I think in high school we only had French. Some places had German, some places had Spanish, but I only learned French. And the only benefit I learned from that was learning the basics, which was like um saying my name is, hello, hi, uh I think it was like my name is or I am, and then I think I can count up, is it to 12? I think it's 12. I can count up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. That's all I can count up to. um, but I love their accent though. I would love to do like an accent. I don't want to do it on stream because it sounds disgusting, but it's that raspy like accent. I would love to do that. It just makes you sound like posh. I think it's funny. I'd love to visit Hong Kong sometime in my life. Absolutely. I would 100% recommend it. The only thing I would not recommend though is going there during the summertime because is extremely hot. Like boiling hot. You will literally fry like a lobster. Like it is so hot during the summer. And the weather's not great during the summer because sometimes they would get like typhoons and stuff, and storms. So, but I would probably, if you were ever gonna go, I would probably suggest probably the beginning of the year. It's nice and cooler. But like to me, anytime I go, I don't think my body likes it because my body swells up, because of the humidity, and then sometimes it can be a bit too hot. I remember like anytime I got out of the plane and you go into like that like tunnely thing after you get out of the plane and it leads you straight into the airport. The minute you step out of that aircraft, you can feel the heat wave coming in and you just feel like you're in a microwave. Like the heat is so strong. Um, so I would be mentally prepared for that. Physically, I don't know how much you can prepare for that, but mentally, I would prepare yourself for that. I love frying like a lobster. I'm glad you do, but just be careful. Um, let's see. I have closed eyes. Close eyes. Sure. Okay. I think I'm gonna. Um, yeah. No. Okay. So that's for the blinky blink 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 blink. Okay. I think I'm going to call it a night here, folks. Um, I might try and finish this off in the next stream, or I might piece it together just before that. So that way I can be prepared for like coloring and stuff like that. But folks, that is me for tonight. Thank you so much for coming to my very first art stream. You have made my night. Um, honestly, I've had the best time. So I have. Thank you so much for coming and saying hi and keeping me company and listening to my rambles. I really hope you enjoyed my very first stream. I don't know when I'll be streaming next. It might be in the next couple of nights, but if you subscribe to my channel, if you haven't already done so, to be notified of when I go live. If not, you can follow me on Instagram to know when I go live as well. I'll post it up there. And yes, apologies for the lack of music. I'll probably put that in the next stream then. Um, Probably like a bit of Spotify background music would be nice. So I'm gonna do that. Anyway, thank you so much guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next stream. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I will see you soon. Stay geeky. Goodbye.